and don't organize unions, file lawsuits, or vote for pro-worker politicians. It's to be a plutocratic utopia designed by and for the corporate elite. And they're pushing it hard and fast, hoping we the people don't wake up until it's too late. This is Jim Hightower saying, robots are not our enemy. The corporate bosses, bankers, and BSers who own robots are the ones doing this to us. And now is the time for all of us, whom they're about to discard, to rebel against their socially destructive greed.
It's time for Trump or Treat.
And I think we're going to make it big league.
No Trump or treats?
Yeah, Trump or Treat.
No, it's not that scary. It's Trunk or Treats at the Tri-City Shopping Center in front of the KCAA Media Center and next to Halloween City at the 210 and 10 freeways in Redlands. Sunday, October 29th from 3 to 8 p.m. Lots of games, fun, hundreds of classic cars, trunks loaded full of candy and treats for the kids and the not-so-young kids, too. Aha! All safe, fun, live bands, DJs, and live broadcasts. Did you say live?
Trump.
No Trump or treat. It's Trunk or Treat. For more info, go to kcaaradio.com. Sunday, October 29th. Boo here or boo square.
And I think we're going to make it big league.
Hey y'all, Merle here. Good news. For once my neighbors is jealous of me. You want to know why? Because my grass is growing and looking green, and I can sit on my sofa out in the front yard, and I don't even have to overwater it anymore. You know how I did it? I listened to Damn Water Boys on the Water Zone every Thursday night on KCAA. Well, I got me a smart controller, and now it waters at night, and my yard looks darn tootin'. No more sneaking around and hooking up my hose to my neighbor's spigot in the middle of the night, and his dog won't bite me anymore. And you can do it too. Listening is easier than ever. KCAA is now screaming online.
It's streaming.
What?
It's streaming, you dummy.
Well, I don't know much about streaming, but they doing it apparently at KCAAradio.com. And they also on 3 radio frequencies now too. 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. I guess that's for those 1%ers who have 3 radios. So anywho, listen to the Water Zone and fix your yacht up right here at KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
KCAA invites you to join Dr. Donald Gabriel Jolly for What's It All About. He's never without words.
I have an opinion about everything.
He talks about everything.
You can say I love you and be fired by the power of the crotch instead of the real meaning of love. You have an illness. It is called terminal acute hornitis.
Join Dr. Jolly for What's It All About, 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon on KCAA 1050 AM.
The toughest part of fixing a roof leak is often figuring out where the water is getting in. In a lot of cases, water enters the roof at one spot but then follows gravity down to another spot before it shows up as wet insulation or a stain on the ceiling. The best way to spot a leak is to head up to the attic on a rainy day. Take along a flashlight with a good strong beam and use it to look for wetness in the insulation or on the rafters. When you have a clear day, make your way up to the roof and have a helper tap on the spot you marked in the attic. By the 2 of you taking turns tapping, you should be able to locate the shingles directly above the water stains. If you don't see signs of entry directly above your mark in the attic, try looking a little further up the roof. Also check dormer valleys, chimney flashing, and any gaskets around pipes and wiring. A little roofing cement can go a long way. Get more info at bobvila.com and right here at home with me, Bob Vila.
For several years, KCAA has been marketing the Youngevity brand of nutritional and personal care products. Our experience with Youngevity has been 100% positive, so we are pleased to recommend them to you. Regarding nutritional supplements, we recommend Pollen Burst in the berry flavor and Tangy Tangerine 2.0 in the tablet form. For regularity issues, we recommend 3-Day Cleanse, and for personal care, we recommend Morning Hydration Cream. You can shop online for Youngevity at www.kcaateam.com, or you can order by phone by calling 800-982-3197 and tell customer support that you are part of the KCAA team. Youngevity is an American company based in San Diego. Call Youngevity at 800-982-3197 and ask about monthly auto ship that allows you to buy Youngevity products at wholesale prices. That number again, 800-982-3197.
This is Dick from Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters has been serving the Inland Empire for over 55 years. Carpet Masters uses extraction cleaning for your carpet because there's no better cleaning to remove the soil from your carpet. All of our furniture cleaning is done by hand in your home or in our plant. Carpet Masters also offers dry cleaning for fine furniture. Call Carpet Masters at 793-7215. That's 793-7215 for Carpet Masters.
Now, here's a new concept, digital network advertising, where businesses display your ad inside their building. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, your company is going to thrive with digital network advertising. Choose your marketing sites or jump on the DNA system and advertise with all participants. Your business ad or logo is rotated multiple times an hour inside local businesses where people will discover your company. Digital network advertising, DNA, a novel way to be seen and remembered. Digital network advertising with networks in Redlands and Yucaipa. Call in the 909 area 222-9293 for introductory pricing. That's 909-222-9293 for digital network advertising. One last time, digital network advertising, 909-222-9293.
Homelessness, it's not going away, and you can help. And you can help make a difference locally, right here.
I'm Mary Winter with the Faces of Yucaipa, a homeless advocacy and services Facebook group. It's easy, nothing is complicated. Help as much or as little as you want, but you can help by becoming educated and involved yourself.
It's simple. Check out Faces of Yucaipa on Facebook. Or contact Mary Winter at SamaritanProjectForChange@gmail.com. That's the number 4, SamaritanProjectForChange@gmail.com.
There's lots of little small things you can do to make a big difference.
Contact us here at KCAAradio.com and we'll help you. You can help others in your local community and right here in the Inland Empire. This message from the KCAA Community Calendar.
Many women are diagnosed with breast cancer. If detected early, steps can be taken towards prevention and treatment. Schedule your mammogram today. It may save your life. That's from Budget Blinds of Yucaipa. For the best selection of blinds in the latest colors, styles, and fabrics in the height of today's window covering fashions, call Brian and Bonnie today at 951-570-9781. Budget Blinds will be at High Desert Home Show at the Victorville Fairplex, November 11th and November 12th.
KCAA Radio is proud to announce that the Tri-City Center in Redlands is our new home. We're fortunate to be located among some of the best businesses in the region. Among our neighbors are Ray Chiropractic, Brace Connection Orthodontist, Pain Solutions Medical Massage, Rent-A-Center, MVP Staffing Agency, Jenny Craig, Salon Centric, and many more. The Tri-City Shopping Center is located just off the I-10 between Alabama and the Tennessee exits in Redlands. The Tri-City Center is the mall with the heart. KCAA, where every day is a great day.
Welcome to Smart Health Talk with your host, Elaine McFadden.
Take a walk on the wild side, where the birds and the bees survive. Right before me, my newfound hippie side. Once ignored these conspiracies online. Out the window, visions of the earth. Sign me up now, make sure you use your smart. Take a walk on the wild side.
Welcome to Smart Health Talk with your host, Elaine McFadden.
Welcome, everyone. This is Smart Health Talk Radio Show, and I just want to tell you, you got your dial on the right place. That's right. Don't even touch it. You want to stay here for the entire hour of Smart Health Talk, as this is going to be a information-filled hour that's going to help you become a smarter shopper. And we're going to talk about some things in the news and some of our upcoming shows, which are really exciting, that I've been working on. But today, we're also going to be focusing on how to be a smart shopper. And that was one of our original goals with Smart Health Talk when we started this 7 years ago. And last month was actually our 7-year anniversary. Woohoo! We are so glad to be here with you because we know that with this information, we can save lives. We can save lives, we can prevent disease, we can enable people to live their life to the fullest because they feel great and they have energy and they look great, because those things can actually all go together. There is so much misinformation out there. We're going to start doing some evaluations. There are so many commercials on television that are so misleading to people, and there's something called the merchants of doubt, which is a real thing. And this is what these big corporations use. They're pumping information out all the time, propaganda, to get you to think a certain way and to disbelieve other things that are detrimental to your health and get you to totally ignore them. And they are so good at it. Oh man, are they good at it. But you know what? I see through so many of these different things, and I look at it from a little bit of a different perspective, and I just want to help people to not be taken. And I have been shopping for over 40 years at health food stores to actually know these products, know the people behind the products. Even when I worked for Nature's Path for 5 years, I did my share of booth duty at the big food shows, got to know a lot of different companies. And the people behind it, the people, instead of just looking at a corporation as some logo or a commercial that you see on television, because these are the people that we give our dollars to. When we give our dollars to them, we are giving them our power. That is our power. That is money we work for. It has value. And when we give it to these other big corporations that are doing things that are destroying our environment, we have algae blooms like crazy. And I have swam in one before, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. I never want to do it again. I'm not getting in a lake full of algae. No friggin' way. But we have this. And why do we have it? In agricultural runoff. Because we're using natural gas as fertilizer. Yeah, that's where we get our nutrition from, everyone. Natural gas. They make fertilizer out of it. That's why the Koch brothers are so rich. Because they frack natural gas. They make fertilizer, along with many other things. But that's definitely one of them. And I don't want to support them. I don't want to support the Koch brothers. I don't want to eat food with fertilizer from natural gas, because that nitrogen is it's not natural whatsoever. And that's why the soil can't even take up all that nitrogen. So it just runs off in the water along with most of the pesticides. And I just read, and actually Dr. Jonathan Lundgren, who we're going to review a quote from his interview that I thought was one of the most important things that I've ever heard. And actually, there's another link I need to send you to, Brandon. Brandon's our engineer here at KCAA. And that's the station you're listening to, by the way. And in case you didn't know, we're on FM, and AM at the same time. So if we cut out, because I know I was driving from La Quinta to back to Redlands, and our station, 106.5, kicks in around right after you hit the 60 on the way back. Is about when it goes from a music station from Palm Springs to KCAA. But the thing is, you could probably, can you hear us in Palm Springs on AM, Brandon?
You might be able to on AM. That's your best shot in Palm Springs.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so I want to let people know that even though you can't pick us up on FM anymore, check out 1050 AM because the very same show is broadcasting on AM. So you have two choices if we cut out. So you don't have to miss part of the show, and you certainly don't have to miss it because, you had to get out of your car or whatever or leave the radio because we are on KCAAradio.com broadcasting live Ustream right now with our video. Yay! Hey, everybody. And then our podcasts go up after the show on iHeartRadio and on the KCAA website under Tuesday 4 o'clock, which is where we're at, and all our podcasts are right there, so you can still find a show, or you can go to the Ustream part on. You can get it on our KCAA radio, or type in Ustream, Smart Health Talk, and you'll be able to find our shows that way too. So there's lots of ways to not miss a show or catch up on our previous shows, which is a treasure trove of information. And I tell you, this is it. The treasure trove is not just what I say, because usually what I say comes from research, a legitimate source. So I'm actually just transferring that information to you. But some of the top scientists and some of our brightest people in the country to help us solve these problems, because we're trying to keep people healthy and alive, and it's really hard today with so many poisons and toxins in our environment. We're unfortunately we don't. I don't even know what's happening with healthcare right now. As a dietitian that knows the importance of prevention and people getting regular trips to the doctor, which 34 out of 35 of the top countries in the world have universal health care. The U.S. is the only one that doesn't, and we spend way more money on health care, and yet our health is worse than all those other ones. And the reason is because those people go to the doctor on a regular basis. They're not afraid to go to the doctor. And when something happens that they're not sure about, they go and find out about it. And they catch it early, so we end up saving all kinds of money. We prevent diabetes. I'm telling you, we've got to nip this thing in the bud. A new report came out. We're fatter than ever, everybody. Yeah, good for us. Hey, we're fatter than we've ever been in history.
We're number one. We're
number
one.
Woo! Hey, at least we can win at something here. But this is actually a very sad day, because with obesity comes a whole wide range of diseases that kill you, and people with diabetes are like getting on disability. And we have Dr. Seneff, who we have all kinds of interviews. If you go to our homepage, she's right there. Click on that. It will just shock you. And if you like science, we get into it. But she is predicting 80% autism in our boys in 15 years with a going trend. This is not pulling it out of the friggin' blue. This is like the trend that we are on right now. Think about that. 80% autism in our children. You don't think this gets me fired up? Autism. What kind of sentence is that to give our child as soon as they are born? Lower IQs, brain damage. These pesticides are doing it, everyone. There is no denying it. Like, if you go to my Facebook, Elaine McFadden, Smart Health Talk, I have a picture that someone shared. And it shows at Home Depot, they got a big sign. We use neonicotinoid pesticides on these, and the FDA approved them. Oh, the FDA approved them. Yeah, and Dr. Lundgren found that those very pesticides at even 1 part per billion were killing the bees and the butterflies. And yet, you know what the government says is okay? 25 parts per billion. And here I got to get, I don't have everything that I wanted to get over to Brandon here because I had another really, did that one not? Oh, there we are. Okay. So I want to get this other one because over to Brandon right now, because This is everything about what I was just talking about. And what Dr. Lundgren says, I thought this was one of the most important things that I have ever heard. Okay, I just sent another link over to you, Brandon. Could you pull that one up for us right now? Everyone, this is Dr. Jonathan Lundgren. He was our guest last couple weeks ago. We have his full interview up on our YouTube, as well as these. I took a couple of clips from his interview because he said so many important things. This man was a USDA scientist. He found what I just told you, that we're still killing him at one part per billion, when the government is saying, oh, 25's okay. 25 parts per billion is okay. That's how much concentrated residue of pesticide. And he even said that last week that one seed, just one corn seed, just one, coated with these neonicotinoid pesticides is enough to kill 360,000 bees.
Monarchs and other.
We're almost ready. So when the 360,000 bees with a pesticide on one coated seed, and get this, everyone, only 2%, 1.6 to like 2%, the most 20%, but it could be 2% of that pesticide actually goes in the plant. Where do you think the other 98% is going? It's running off in the water. And it's going into our drinking system, our waterways where we're swimming, full of neonicotinoid pesticides, which you know what they do to the bee? Attack their nervous system. And get this, not only does it addict the bee to the very thing that kills it, the pesticide, because it has nicotine in it, but it blocks a receptor where the acetylcholine is supposed to go for the neurotransmitter, and permanently blocks it. And so what happens is the bee becomes becomes paralyzed and dies, and probably acts pretty crazy on the way there. And we are spraying that all around our houses. We have exterminators coming to our homes and spraying it all around a house and exposing the whole neighborhood. We have exterminators coming for termites and using that. And this is what really got me, that I just learned this past week, everyone. I tell you, I am pretty mad, because when the state of California came onto our property to spray for that Asian citrus psyllid, which is something affecting the citrus trees and killing them. So we're talking farm industry, okay? So because of the farm industry, the state came onto our property to poison all of our trees with the pesticide, and our neighborhoods and everyone that lives in there. So we no longer have organic food to eat. And no diagnosis of the citrus on it, just we're spraying everything, okay? And we're supposed to just sit there and take it, but you can opt out. 800-491-1899. Call that number. You will be able to opt out from them ever coming on your property to spray, okay? But I went and talked to the toxologist. They had a little meeting before. You could go ask questions, so I did, and found out this Merit pesticide, oh, it's safe. It'll be gone in no time. Come to find out, if it doesn't get light and it's sitting in water, it could sit there for a very long time. But this is what really got me. I finally figured out that this MENA-PED or something like that type of classification is also a neonicotinoid, and that's what Merit is. So we were spraying this neonicotinoid all around our neighborhoods, and no wonder everyone was saying, when you listen to Dr. Lundgren and hear what he has to say, no wonder we had no more bees. No more bees, no more butterflies, after they spray this neonicotinoid pesticide all through our neighborhoods in the name of the Asian citrus psyllid. So go ahead, Brandon, and let's hear what Dr. Lundgren told us about that.
Well, we've been working on monarchs and other pollinators for a number of years now. We're seeing, as our food system simplifies and we go down a road of monocultures, and very, very little plant diversity out there, and overuse of herbicides, I think, could be argued as well. We see that milkweed, which monarchs require to complete development, we're losing milkweed, right? A lot of that habitat, what monarchs used to require, is gone. And the problem is that there's still milkweed out there, but what we showed is that milkweed was contaminated with some of the insecticides that we're putting into our cropland. So even the milkweed that you see out on the landscape may or may not be particularly useful for the monarchs and other butterflies and other bees. And then we just completed, I had a student here from France for the summer, and he just did a little pilot study where we showed that, just even a little bit, like almost imperceptible, half a part per billion of these neonicotinoid seed treatments in the nectar that these monarchs were drinking resulted in like 100% lethality. So these
gosh, really? That's what you guys found at half of what they allow, at 50%.
It's really surprising. I've never seen toxicity at that level before. So.
Wow, that is so upsetting. And you were speaking.
We'll go out. On Blue Dash Farm, where we have our research facility and our demonstration farm, we have 28 acres of native unbroken prairie and wetlands out there, and we have tons of milkweed. And I'll look and look and look, and if I find 1 or 2 caterpillars per year, that's a good year.
Wow.
So even though we do not use a lot of pesticides, in fact, no insecticides at all, even on here, it's like these pesticides are just pervasive.
Pervasive. That's what he says. And he found that even at half, it was killing everything. So when the FDA says this is safe, it's a lie. It's an out and out lie. Because these farmers cannot do what they do and keep these residues low so that they're not killing everything. Right there says we need to have another system. This system is not working whatsoever. We are destroying our environment. Like I said last week, this is shortcut farming, and there's a price to pay when you take a shortcut. And the price is massive death of beneficial insects. And the thing is, if we just let the beneficial insects alone and quit using these pesticides, studies have shown that you end up with massive amounts of good guys and hardly any bad guys. So I just have to ask, what the heck are we doing? And when you buy that plant from Home Depot or Lowe's, because I talked for an hour and a half to the sustainability director at Lowe's headquarters in Atlanta, and they're all like, well, yeah, we're going to get rid of those neonicotinoids. We're going to get rid of them. That's what we want to do. Problem is, we don't have anything to replace them. Nothing to replace them with? How about like no pesticides? It's that thinking. We, like Dr. Lundgren said, we have alternatives. We can do things differently. We don't have to keep doing it like that. So when you buy these products, when they grow, the pesticide is in the plant. And when the bee or butterfly comes and eats the nectar on your plant, chances are they will die. Thank you, Lowe's and Home Depot. Thank you for making us all killers of bees and butterflies. We really want to thank you for that. Okay, and you have all that money and all that power, and yet you just can't seem to solve that and just grow a regular plant without any pesticide. Wow. You know, I'm really disappointed in you. I tell you, I love this story I have it on my Facebook as well. This man, I can't remember the country that he's in, but he has an army of ducks, and they go in a parade. They have their initial breakfast. Then they go in a parade into the fields, the vineyards, and eat away at all the snails and other undesirable bugs. And then they go in a parade and go back home. We have had stories on this show about goats, for one thing. Goats are another great tool to go and get rid of weeds. And they get up on hills that you could never get to, and they eat it down so there's no seeds left. And after a while, you actually have no weeds because if you time it so they come in before the seeds happen, eventually the weed problem disappears. See what I mean? Doesn't this make more sense, everyone, than to poison us with something cancer-causing? And to poison our environment and our animals even? You know, they're overspraying the friggin' dog park with pesticides, and then our dogs are going and walking on there, and you know how they lick their feet. You know, and people forget about our animals. And if you tune into Ustream on our KCAA, you'll be able to see all of the products that I have here, because we're going to be talking food as well. But I want to let you know we have a couple of guests coming up. I'm very excited. You know, the sense of the holidays, right? We totally get into the smell of the holidays and love to have potpourri and all these wonderful things, smells that we enjoy when we have our parties and are trying to get into the spirit of the season. Well, unfortunately, if you go to our website, you'll find under our podcast section that we had a great interview with Leah Zerbray on phytates, which are synthetic fragrances, which are in everything now. Why? Because they're cheap. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Well, yeah, I see that even Garnier is like figuring out that smart people know about phytates and their hormone disruptors and how destructive they are and don't want them on their body or in their body or on their body in their house, because air fresheners, all these things have them. And so we use essential oils. Oh, really? Like how much? You know, like a tiny drop? Because Tropicana got called on by pomegranate juice, because they put a big picture of a pomegranate on the front of their carton, and there was like a tiny, tiny little bit of pomegranate juice in there. But they made it look like it was full of pomegranate juice, you know, and theirs is like 100% pomegranate juice. So they were kind of mad about that. And, you know, this is what they do. Oh, yeah, we do that. But the thing is, if it's not organic, the way they get the oil, they have to use hexane, and ANE means cancer. It's a solvent. It's one of the nastiest chemicals out there, according to Dr. Stephanie Senev. All right? So, big deal you put some oil in there. It's got cancer-causing hexane, and I bet it's like a minute amount, so I'm not impressed. But these are the kind of things that I'm going to be talking about as I start reviewing some of the different things that are thrown at us, so that we can start to learn fake news and actually start to study their techniques and how they try to trick us. I want to understand that even more. Okay, so that was a really great story, and let's see, we had that other interview, another part of that other link. Before I get on to the food here, I just want to play, and I'm going to be talking really, really fast with this food. So I hope that you're going to come and watch the video so you could actually see the products. But go ahead and play that other. It's just about a minute long. This is Dr. Lundgren. We have the full interview on our YouTube.
Where you move the cattle frequently, mimicking some of the patterns of the bison, and how they used to feed these large ruminant herds that used to be on the prairie. Where you flash graze it, right? You graze it real hard, but then you allow that plant community to rest and resurge. And as the plant community is doing that, that is how the carbon is sequestered down into the soil. And so by getting that plant diversity into our cropland through cover crops, we can also use that as a way to offset carbon emissions. But we can offset the nation's annual carbon emissions just by changing the way that we manage our crops and livestock while producing healthier food, right? I mean, this is, yeah,
A
it
win-win.
just makes a lot of sense.
Okay, did you hear that, everyone? Just think about that for a second. If we changed how we did our agriculture, which is on 13%, well, 13% is just the neonicotinoid pesticides. That's how much of the land in our country is planted with them. And millions of seeds where each one can kill 360,000 bees. If we changed how we graze our cattle and how we grow our crops, so we're keeping the soil microbes alive, using cover crops, we can sequester all of the carbon that we are outputting in this country from cars, factories, everything. We could sequester it into the soil. And it's the fastest thing that we can do to reverse climate change. I'm hearing all these wacky suggestions that are going to take hundreds of years. We need to stop this and put it in reverse as quickly as possible. So every time you buy that organic product, you are helping to reverse climate change. And people that think that they can't afford it, let me tell you, I just went to the farmer's market last weekend. I got some of the most incredible, incredible things. But first, I wanted to try to locate something else that I had. I think I put it in this bag. Maybe not. But I have so many incredible products here. And the thing is, just because it's an organic company, it can still be owned by big corporate. And I tell you, there is not one big corporation in this country that has started an organic company by themselves because they don't have the heart for it. You have to care about people and not care about big profit margins compared to small ones. And they don't. Instead, they buy organic companies that other people made successful, and then they call it their own. But really, they haven't successfully started anything. So people say, and the thing is, I brought this Cascadian Farm cereal for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is owned by General Mills. General Mills, I'm pretty sure it's General Mills, yeah. Their commercials for Honey Nut Cheerios, they make me ill. They use that bee. They have bee. These corporations have save the bee websites when practically all the ingredients they use in their product are killing the bees. Now you just learned some of how we kill the bees. So they blatantly buy these pesticide-laden products, and then they use a bee to sell their product. Like, oh, we're doing good things for the bee. We have good honey. Guess what? All the new studies that are coming in about honey, they're contaminated with pesticides. Even ones from remote areas in New Zealand, the pesticides are in there. You know, you can't get away from this stuff. So know your organic companies. Now, normally, I never buy Cascadian Farm. I will not support General Mills. I don't think they're a good company. But this was over at Clark's Nutrition for $3. I'd like to challenge anyone, to find a cereal that has all this nutrition in it at least and no pesticides. Normally I wouldn't buy it, but this is the Chex type cereal. You can make a really good Chex Mix, organic Chex Mix with this. And $3. Hey, I'm going to take advantage, at least for this time, because I figure they're dumping it because maybe they're not getting enough sales because people don't want to buy theirs. They buy Nature's Path instead. And in case you're not aware of Nature's Path, Enviro Kids as well. They're a family-owned company for 35 years. Kellogg's and General Mills try to buy them out all the time. And if they bought them, do you think they're going to make them great? No, they're going to make them go away. That's the goal. So see, this is how the world works. It took me 5 years of working in the food service industry to figure it all out, but I'm not naive anymore. I know how these people play. And they wanted to make me go away. That's for sure. And did everything in their power to make me go away. Okay, so that's here's some suggestions for the holidays. If you're gonna make like a Chex Mix kind of a thing, go for the organic one. I got this box for $3. So you say you can't afford organic, and the thing is, yes, you can. Just buy when there's sales. You don't have to be brand loyal all the time. Although we hope that you will support the companies that are not corporate owned. Okay, what other great stuff did I bring here? Okay, now when I went to the farmer's market, I got so many good things. I got this onion is just, it's absolutely perfect. And it was picked fresh, no pesticides on it. This potato, a white potato, fresh, out of the ground, without the 25 or so chemicals that you will find on a normal conventional potato. They put sprout inhibitors. They don't want them sprouting. And that's a chemical that's coating on the skin. And then you eat that. And the pesticides that they use on potatoes are just are awful. The ones that cause brain damage, all right? And the holidays are coming up. I have Color Kitchen here. Color Kitchen is a new company. There was Color Garden, which was a liquid, kind of a natural, kind of artificial, coloring. Comes from like food type sources. And Color Garden, I really, really love this company. I love the lady. We just put an interview with Color Garden on our YouTube that you can watch and get to know the lady behind it. She's terrific. She started in art and created these powders from food sources. And I love the powder because with the liquid, when you open the package, it was like, what do I do with what's left that I didn't use? And there was really no easy place to put food coloring in a little plastic packet. These are powders, and so you can just use what you need, and it's easy to store the rest. Color Kitchen. And other things will come up for kitchens, but put like Color Kitchens, food coloring, and you'll for sure get it. So great company. We have Mary's Gone Crackers here. We just put our interview with Mary for Mary's Gone Crackers on YouTube as well when we interviewed her at the food show. It's a gluten-free crackers made with seeds, and they had to create special equipment to make this. I love Mary's Gone Crackers, and I have it with my wild mackerel by Wild Planet Foods, and they are such an incredible company. If you go to Wild Planet Foods and read about their food sources, I stopped eating tuna for a long time because I didn't trust it anymore. I totally trust Wild Planet Foods. They test their products. Their suppliers are sustainable and the kind of people that we would want them to be buying from. So it's just such a good quality product. And I kind of mush it up in the olive oil, and then I have some Mary's Gone Crackers, and I put some onion and tomato and hot sauce on it. And there's a meal. And I'm wearing a skirt today that I've never worn before because I couldn't fit in it. But eating this kind of stuff right here, that'll get you there. I'm telling you. Not so much the leap and lemurs, all right, but definitely the Wild Planet Foods and the Mary's Gone Crackers. And there was a report that came out about 9 pesticide-filled teas you should never buy. And I wanted to let you guys know which ones were the ones that, okay, the worst offenders are still on the market. Okay, the full list included. These are the teas that had the most pesticides in them. All right, and I'm going to give you this list and find out, are you drinking this tea? Twinings, Earl Grey, Tetley, green tea, Lipton, yellow label black tea, Signal, orange pekoe, Uncle Lee's Legends of China jasmine green tea. Now, there is an organic Uncle Lee's, I think, but I did try that before myself. I don't buy it. I only buy the organic now. But King Cole, organic, orange pekoe, some other no-name black tea. I don't know what that means. Uncle Lee's Legends of China green tea. So the jasmine green tea and the green tea. Lipton pure green tea, red rose, orange pekoe. So this is like the regular tea, and green tea and Earl Grey seem to be like the black tea, the green tea, and the Earl Grey seem to be the ones. And then these particular companies. So Lipton, I never buy Lipton. I did research on them, and they use child labor, and they've manipulated the tea industry to rip off poor people, and I just won't support them. So see what I mean? It's really surprising when you start to dig into some of these companies, and they're not just a logo on a package. There's a company behind that has corporate practices and things that they do and on how they conduct business. And you give them your dollars to continue to do those practices. So that is why we have to get to know these companies more. I have my favorite tea companies here. Organic India Tulsi Teas. Excellent, excellent. Choice. We actually have an interview with Choice Teas. I think I got that one up. Maybe I didn't get that one up yet. I have to get that one now that I said it. Choice Teas, they're incredible. They were actually the very first certified organic tea in the United States. For those of you that like it spicy and like a little kai, we got the Tipus, Tipus. They have incredible organic kai tea. And then I do have the Prince of Peace. 100% organic oolong tea. They have a green tea. I use this for my kombucha as well. And one you probably haven't heard of because it's from France, everyone. Yes, it's from France. It's called Love. Love. That's right. L-O-V. A little bit of love. Yeah. So this is an organic tea. They have a lemongrass tea. And I don't know if you know this secret, everyone, but the French women drink lemongrass to get their weight down, and you need to have a special occasion. You need to get into that dress like I was trying to get into this skirt today. What it is, it's a diuretic. Okay, so it helps get rid of the excess liquid weight so you can look skinny. So just a little tip there if you need to get a couple pounds off quickly. Of course, as a dietitian, I'm not recommending that all the time, but if you do it with lemongrass tea, that's a whole different thing. Okay, now I have some Simply gum here. This is like real gum, the real deal. It comes from like a tree. Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Oh, you do? You actually eat that, Brandon?
Yeah.
All right. So what's your favorite flavor?
Ginger.
Oh yeah, that's the one I have right here, the natural one.
The mint one's also really good.
Yeah, I like the cinnamon too.
I haven't tried the cinnamon, but yeah, I can vouch for that. That's good.
Yeah, I like cinnamon. I know it lasts and lasts, and it's good gum, huh?
It is.
Yeah, and I feel good about it. It actually helps people, these Amazon people in the rainforest. It's helping their community, their tribe or community, whatever. And it's just such a good thing. It doesn't have like all the other sugars and fake sugar and all that kind of stuff in it. So anyway, that's something I highly recommended. The BAO Best, and this is actually a fruit that comes from Africa. It has the highest amount of antioxidants you could. I mean, it's off the freaking chart compared to everything else. Blueberry, forget it. Left in the dust when it comes to this. BAO Bites from BAO Best, BAO, and you should see the tree. It is a trip. It looks like it's from another planet. It is so weird looking. And the fruit too. It's like this long thing that does really big and long, like kind of elongated. And I'm not really sure what it looks like inside, but the stuff is good. Your kids will eat this and think how good you'll feel. Help them get a strong immune system. This is my go-to sea snacks, Chipotle. Oh, I love this stuff. I love spicy. And you know what? Like, I could eat this whole package. It has 2 servings in it, and it will be a whole 50 calories. 50 calories, and it's seaweed, which is full of minerals and iodine and all this like great stuff that your body needs. And you can like stuff it and roll them up, but I just like to eat out of the package, and I'm satisfied when I eat this. Okay, it costs like $3 for this big package right here, but it's 50 calories, and I can have it as a meal. So, I mean, Okay, we got a couple minutes left. Let's see what else I can fit in. It's Halloween, everyone. Go to our website, smarthealthtalk.com. Look for our green Halloween graphic. Click on that and find out all our suggestions for Halloween that are all organic. I could give you a hint. Costco is a good place to shop for this stuff because they do great programs with these companies to come up with special Halloween candy, and Costco is very supportive of organic. We really appreciate them for that. But Yummy Earth, we've got Tasty Brand. There's so many great things, but we have it all on our website under our green Halloween page, and you can click that right on our website. I have here Matt's Munchies. This fruit, they have a mango. It is the highest quality organic mango, and these are little tiny squares that are perfect for kids, everyone. Oh, hope my jalapenos. You know, Mexican food, here we have La Preferida, and they have some organic jalapeno slices. If you knew the pesticides they use on peppers, you would see why this is an important product. And I tell you, I put those jalapenos, man, I put that in everything. How about some tuna fish? That Wild Planet tuna fish with some jalapenos in it. That's some good stuff. Amy's chili. Oh, man, I wanted to tell you guys about some more stuff. Okay, maybe we'll have to save it for next week, or maybe I'll do a little side video for you guys. But I just want to thank you so much for joining us here on Smart Health Talk. You know how important you are to us. That's why we're here. We care about you, and like I say, I know sometimes I can be irritating. I may drive some people crazy. Some of this may be a little depressing. But you know, we're all about saving your life and making this world a better place for our children. That's what we want. And we can only do that if we have an educated consumer base. You guys need to be on top of what the heck is going on. And we're going to get you there. So tune in every week to Smart Health Talk, everyone. I'm Elaine McFadden, your host, and saying bye. Please support those organic farmers. Let's reverse climate change. And let's eat some really good food, okay? And keep those pesticides out of our body. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Bye.
They've reached a deal that'll shore up the Obamacare markets. This comes just days after President Trump's order to end the federal subsidies paid to health insurers to help low-income Americans get coverage. On Wall Street, new record highs today for the Dow and the S&P 500. After better-than-forecast earnings this morning from Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and United Healthcare. The Dow even topped 23,000 for the first time ever. But after retreating a bit, the Dow 40 points higher on the day.